if you are watching this episode on YouTube, if you're watching the clip of this on YouTube, then please go to our Spotify. It'll be linked in the description and you can watch the full episodes there. Thank you. Jay Kelly, Netflix original. And I just want to point out, I saw this on Twitter this morning. I find it absolutely hilarious how on the same day that the Netflix CEO, I can't remember his name, said that people do not want to watch movies in cinema and that Barbie and Oppenheimer would have done just as well if they were released on Netflix, which we all know isn't the case. I think anyone that loves cinema one bit knows that's not the case. But I just want to say it's hilarious. I don't want to say it, but well, I saw it on Twitter, right? And it's not my thing. I can't remember who said it, but I just saw it on my timeline and I thought, yeah. On the same day that they said that people don't want to watch movies in cinema was conveniently the same day they dropped the movie about watching movies in cinema, which I just find absolutely hypocritical and ironic. But that's why I wanted to
Yeah.
say. So, Jack.
Another thing I could mention, actually, I'll mention this when we're talking about the cinematography, but Jay Kelly by Noah Baumbach, this was awful. It really wasn't good, and it's crazy because going into it, I expected to like it. I thought it
Mm,
looked good, it looked enjoyable. George Clooney, Adam Sandler, Laura Dern, actors that I like. I like Marge Shore and Francis Ha. I don't
yeah.
like white noise. So going into it, I was excited. And I remember I was at my cousin's and
Mm,
I'm talking to them in the back of my head. I'm going, J. Kelly, J. Kelly, J. Kelly, J. Kelly. And then we watch it and it is awful. It's so bad. I had it at 2 and I
mm,
dropped it to a 1.5 on my letterbox. Because,
mm.
yeah, why did I turn American there? But, yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't
So
good.
yeah. My so we watched it together with a good friend of ours, George,
Mhm.
and we were all talking about how many problems, and we were spotting so many problems. But what I will say is I think if you are like, I'm not going to sit and say if you're a regular person that doesn't really care about films, you're not watching this. Like, let's be completely real for a second. But if you know anyone that doesn't really like cinema as much, well, not doesn't like cinema as much, but doesn't care for the technical aspects of films, and that's where I think the majority of the problems we have. But what I will say is, I think if you're just a regular person who likes to watch a movie like once a week, maybe once a month, I think, yeah, I think you can have a good time with it. I think you would enjoy it. Obviously, that's shown from the reaction. Lots of people love this. And yeah, me personally, well, I say we collectively,
Yeah.
we found lots of problems with this. Um,
Sorry to
so,
interrupt, but I'm
yeah,
going
go
to say
ahead.
something funny. When
Mm.
watching this, my TV
Oh, yeah, I know
froze,
what you're going to say.
and I never told you this, and I was going to wait till
Oh,
the
really?
episode. My thumb was cut open before I wrote my
Oh,
review.
oh.
Like, like, they really did not want me to say how bad this film was, but here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But so the injuries I've had to do to say how bad this movie is. Fuck you, no bomb bag. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, so this is my first line on my review. You can read it on my letterbox. Um, Watching this right after Sentimental Value feels like an insult to cinema. Me personally, a lot of the issues we had, like I said before, um is about the technical aspect. So my first point is, and this is a minor point, which I don't think you can notice. Well, you can notice it if you're looking for it, but it's not. The green screen was horrifically bad. The lighting doesn't match up, and you can clearly see the cutout of them, and it's really annoying because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And as well, like this is I'm not even going to take credit for this. George said, and we agreed with them. It's not as if like I think he put it as if you were watching Dune Part Two, like yeah, fair enough they're using green screen or a Marvel movie, but if it is in Italy, like why do we need green screen for it? Like, are they using up their budget on the cast or something? Like what is going on here? Like, why are they using it like green screen when it should be in Italy? Like, it was just painfully obvious.
Jeez.
Um,
Um, on the Now, this film is shot on 35mm camera, and it is shot on film, and you can tell by the colors it's shot on film, like the color grading, but
mm,
the one thing I don't like, and this is at any, I'm going to use Nora as an example because I think
Yeah,
Nora is a really good example. Nora has a look to it. It is kind of grimy, kind of dirty, while
yeah,
being really bright. It's like a good mixture, and makes
yeah,
the film look, you know, like old vintage, which is what you're
yeah.
kind of going for if you're going to do a 45 millimeter film. What
Mm,
J. Kelly does is it takes the imperfections of 45 millimeter and takes it away and keeps color grading, which
mm.
makes the film look kind of too neat and tidy and clean. As I say, too perfect.
Yeah, I know what
Where,
you mean.
and I don't mean, I know George said too perfect's a stretch, but I mean it is too perfect. Where it's the point where it's
Yeah,
like, I don't mean that in a positive way. I mean like it's so tidy where it just looks off.
mm,
And I said this in my review, and you loved it. I have seen porn use film better than this. I mean, if you watch any 70s porn, you can notice you can see the grain and dirt, which makes it look better.
yeah. Um, interesting.
Am I
Yeah.
wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Exactly.
Again, I'm gonna absolutely trash on the editing of this movie. The editing was genuinely horrific. Um, my biggest problem with it was when they would rush the movie, right? The movie was like rushed. Like, I'm not even going to sit here and pretend the movie was trying to be rushed in the editing, but somehow feels boring. And it is a slog to get through. Like, genuinely, we were talking, there's like 20 minutes have gone by and it felt like 40. Like, no, it felt like 2 hours. Like, it's genuinely boring. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah,
sluggish to get through.
I nearly fell asleep.
Yeah. Um, and so I'm going to talk about the editing, right? So, say there's a shot where a van is walking past, and Adam Sandler's character gets out of the van and is walking. The whole point of that shot is for the van to go across, and then you see him walking. So we've already seen a shot of the van stationary, sat there. So the next shot is him getting out, thing, and then we see him walk away. But what the editors decide to do instead is have that shot of them, the van stationary, you see Adam Sandler walking out of the van. You see him walking, like, you see him walking, there, like, say, like here, like, say that's the van, see him walking there. The van drives off and obviously he's meant to walk off. But as soon as the van starts to walk off, it cuts to the next scene. But my biggest problem with that is the whole point of having that shot there in the first place. They've cut it before the shot. The whole point of the shot is, and if they really want to save time, cut the start bit of that. Could like just have it him walking away. And there's like another time when they're playing tennis, it just cuts too quickly, and it cuts on an action too quickly, which is my biggest problem with it. It feels like they tried to edit a completely different movie here, which just doesn't work, unfortunately. And it's just boring to get across.
I think we should be a little more positive. I think we should mention the performances are pretty good.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they're
I'm not
solid.
going to. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that the movie was horrific and there's no redeeming quality because I definitely think that George Clooney, I mean, he's a great actor. He has aura, as we say,
That's something I
surrounding
would
him.
say. Yeah, or
Yeah.
that's something I would say, not you.
Oh, we collectively, like,
We
uh,
collectively.
yeah,
Adam's Adam Sandler is really good,
yeah. Like
and
you said,
Laura
he
Dern,
carries it.
he does. He really does. He has my favorite line the whole film. When you're fucking yourself, you fuck me too, which is my favorite. I when we were watching, I said, "Well, there's my quote for my review."
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I'm going to trash a bit on Noah Baumbach.
Please
Um,
do.
I think that a lot of, and I said this in my review, I think a lot of the problems from this movie stem from the directing. I do not think it's good. The director of photography, and I'm just going to bring that up right here. I probably should have done this before. If you just hang on one second, do you want to talk quickly while I bring this
Um,
up?
yeah, I need to. I didn't like White Noise. I like Francis Ha, but I think if I watch it again, I will not. And I think Marriage Story was the only one that's going to hold up. So yeah, I think no Obama. And the issue, and I'm going to hold you on a wee bit, but the issue of this film is it just doesn't work. On paper, it doesn't work because no one cares about celebrities anymore. Like, we don't care enough about them. So when Jay Kelly's hand model breaks up with him, why am I gonna care when this guy is richer than me? And they don't try to make him even. It's like, I'm an asshole. Wah, wah, wah. I don't care.
Right. So I've got the cinematographer up. It's Linus Sandgren, and he has cinematographers. He has shot. I think that's the word. La La Land, Saltburn, Don't Look Up, Babylon, No Time to Die, American Hustle, First Man, and he is shooting June Part 3. So La La Land is incredibly shot. I think Saltburn. I think the cinematography in it is one of its best parts. And what I'm saying here is, I think the shot composition in J. Kelly was genuinely horrific at times. Like this was one thing that I brought up while we were watching this, and they used central framing. They didn't use central framing, but they tried to go quick, quick, quick with the shots. But what happened is, and I'm going to reference Mad Max Fury Road here. In Mad Max Fury Road, when they have those really quick, like hold on, it's like do action like shots, like those really fast paced shots. They have you can see like they've made it like an editing technique. They've made the action central, so it means your eyes aren't going all over the frame to see what's happening, and you can adjust it quicker because of how quick the shots are. In JK, that does not happen. I guess it's more of an editing issue, but it just doesn't happen. So it goes from like here to here to here where your eyes are meant to look, and it's really quick succession, and you are just like, where am I meant to look? And then you don't see that shot for long, and I just found that absolutely horrible. But our main point is I don't think that the cinematographer is bad. Like we know how good he is on other films, right? However, the problem is I just think that everyone was underutilized. I think the crew was. I think the cinematographer, we know what level of work you can do, right? But say this is La La Land, this is Saltburn, and this is Jay Kelly right here. Like shot composition was genuinely just diabolical in some parts.
It also, I said this, but this is the hurry. So when I say this is, and the more I thought about this, the more I agree with myself. But this is like the hurry up tomorrow of the love letter to cinema
Yeah.
film. And what I mean by that is hurry up tomorrow, and I'm gonna use another film, him,
Mm.
try and do the elevated A24 horror effect.
Yeah.
And they try and do all the things that they did or A24 did, and then they expect that to work because well, everyone liked it when A24 does it. Well, it's like, and
Mm.
they think Jay Kelly thinks if we use 35 millimeter, and if we talk about movies, everyone's gonna love our film. When
Mm.
that isn't how it works.
Mm.
So it's like it tries to be like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Fableman, Babylon,
Yeah.
you know, like that's so forced. And a scene I found very forced was the train scene when he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, in Tuscany, I'm gonna get this award, and
Yeah.
you're all invited." And I'm like,
Can I just interrupt you
"So,
there? Because I just
yeah, go ahead."
remembered what I was saying at the time about that train scene. So his daughter's like boyfriend or whatever it is,
Hmm.
in that scene.
Oh yes, but like it's
We
a
we
couple
were
scenes after.
yeah, we were talking this when they're all sitting down and they're having their little argument, right? Like the actor's just staring into blank space. And it's like I guess what you want to do, but if it was me, I would be looking across, I'd be looking across. Or if you don't want to do that, just like make him walk out of the frame. Like genuinely just make him go get a drink, go to the toilet. Like he does not need to be there. And if
Exactly. Yeah.
anything, it's hindering that part. I'm not saying he's a bad actor, but that's no way. What I'm saying is I think that was a more of a direction issue
Yeah.
that
It's like
or a script
it just
issue.
makes the scene more awkward and kind of funny.
Mm. Yeah. Um, I also think that the screenplay was not great, and I think that is another issue with it. I think that the execution in it overly is just incredibly poor. I love the idea on paper, like genuinely, I love films about film. But this just the execution, just all of all around was just not it for me at all. Do you have any final thoughts to add?
No, not really.
I
But
think we've.
the only thing I'll say, and it's not about Jake Kelly, but this as a whole,
Mm,
I am so ashamed that our first film we review is Jay Kelly, and we end this episode on such a low, depressing note of
mm,
negativity.
mm.
I
Look,
wish, I wish we did something more positive.
yeah. I am going to say what I'm going to say is, Jay Kelly, you might like it. Who knows? We're just two absolute idiots that are just talking about film that it's been
Well, I
given a
mean,
microphone. Like we do not know what we're talking about, but we're giving just not random opinions. Obviously, we've thought these opinions, but you might have a different opinion to us. So don't take this as this film is horrific. Do you know what? I mean, it is up for awards. That says something about the film. So take that as you want. We personally did not like it, but you might. So yeah, watch it,
and
make your own opinion of it.